What's up, guys? It's Santiago with Midnight Tech Reviews, and you guys can finally see me. But this is just a quick update video on the Nexus 6, Android Lollipop, and Nexus 9 and the 5 player. So I'm not really sure how long this video will be, but we're gonna go ahead and go over the Nexus 6 first, and just see what information Google themselves decide to give us first, and then we're gonna go on to GSM Arena and check out the full specs there, because I know that on the Google website they give us a little bit more pictures. The phone itself, right off the bat, is very nice looking. The only problem I have with it as of right now is really I just don't like that back dimple with the Motorola logo on it. I would have much rather preferred that they just put a small M underneath Nexus like the LG did. You can also see the microphone on the bottom. That might be a sound canceling microphone, I'm not sure. And then you can see the 13 megapixel camera, which has optical image stabilization. I'm not sure if this phone is going to come with any Motorola assist features, but it is going to be running Android 5.0 Lollipop right out of the bat. And you get it in two different colors. You get it in, I believe, navy blue, and then just your regular like snow white. That's kind of what it looks like. It looks like a very nice phone. It's pretty much just a Moto X, but enlarged with stock Android and better specs. I mean, it runs a Snapdragon 805, which is pretty damn powerful. I mean, right here we can see it. The screen is 6 inches. I mean, they rounded up, but the screen is actually 5.96 inches. It's got a quad HD display, so it is 1440 by 2560. And it has dual front-facing speakers, like the Motorola is coming out with those now. So it's really nice to see that feature now. Now we can compare that to, let's say, the HTC M8. I doubt the quality of the sound will be as good, but it might be, considering that the Nexus 6 is now a full flagship phone, including its price range at $649, no contract and unlocked. So I mean, that is a hefty price, but it seems to be a very powerful phone. More powerful processor. It does come with a Snapdragon 805 quad core that clocks at 2.7 gigahertz. So it is great for multitasking, and it has a brand new Adreno 420 GPU instead of the old Adreno 330, which I have on the on both the Nexus 5 and the LG G3. So we will be able to see how that stands up. That's the one thing about Google that I really like, that they bring out their Nexus devices on the fourth quarter of the year. In terms of phone releases, they bring it out in Q4, and we're in the fall winter term, and the fact that they bring it out so late actually allows them to check out other flagship phones like the LG G3 and the HTC M8. It allows them to check out the competition beforehand, before releasing their big phone of the year, and then seeing maybe if they want to change anything to make it stand up to these bigger phones before. And this one certainly seems to be doing that. It's got an f2.0 lens on the back with a 13 megapixel camera, again with optical image stabilization. So it's going to get great pictures in daylight and now in low light thanks to that OIS. It's going to have HDR plus, and it's got the Google camera that I believe all Nexus phones come with. So, it's going to be very easy and to take pictures and record video. It also comes with turbocharging and a massive battery. So with turbocharging is pretty much you charge it for 15 minutes and you're supposed to get 6 hours of use. Now, whether the 6 hours of use are going to be, straight up texting and phone calling, that might be it. But, if you get 15 minutes of charging and you get 6 hours of full phone use, that's insane. But I doubt that. And there's an asterisk near it. It does come with a 3220 milliamp battery, so you supposedly get over 24 hours from a full charge. And I might believe it if you get this right from Google, because you will be getting the phone with no bloatware. It'll just be stock 5.0 Lollipop Android. So then we get a nice little thing on Android, a Lollipop, which we'll be coming back to. So I'm going to go ahead and open that in a new tab. So it's going to be better multitasking, easily switch between editing documents, browsing the web, watching movies, and listening to music. Now, if you guys have seen my first look video at Lollipop, you guys will know what it kind of looks like already from the developer preview. If we scroll down, we got the specs. Display 5.96, like I said before, 1440 by 2560 at a whopping 493 pixels per inch, which is crazy. That's really, really high pixel per inch. Again, the 3220 milliamp battery. If the camera we already went over. We pretty much went over this. Now the cool thing about this phone is that the memories are 32 gigabytes and 64 gigabytes. So they got rid of the 16 gigabytes and stop. Don't show this message again. Thank you. So now you know you only get this. You know, you have a 32 gigabyte as your minimum, and my Nexus 5 is a 16 gigabyte. The only problem I really have with this phone right off the bat is I believe the size. I just don't know. 6 inches is quite a lot. I mean, it's bigger than the Note 4 and the iPhone 6 Plus. So, you know, it's gonna be. You know, I definitely want to get my hands on it, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it as a daily driver. I mean, I probably will because I love the Nexus lineup, and the Nexus 6 looks like a monster of a phone. It's just the size that really turns me off from getting it because, you know, because 6 inches and I'm a 5'10" person. It's a big phone for my hands. So we're going to move on to the specs on GSM Arena, and it does get 4G LTE on the US model, global model. It's announced, so, you know, you're supposed to be getting the pre-order by the end of this month, so hopefully I'll be able to get in on that pre-order. The dimensions are, you know, 6.27 by 327 by 4.40 inches. It weighs in at 184 grams. I'm not sure if that's going to be right again. We'll have to see when it's officially released and people have done reviews on it and actually see it, or when I have it and I can actually tell you guys. It has apparently an AMOLED capacitive touchscreen. You know, that's pretty crazy. They're changing it up. You know, the Nexus 5 has an IPS screen, so the fact that this has an AMOLED screen is gonna be really cool because, you know, we're gonna have a screen that people are gonna compare to the Samsung Galaxy lineup, and, you know, they can actually compare it. So I prefer IPS screens as of right now. I used to do Samsung Galaxy S3 and the S4, but they are oversaturated. But that is more pleasing to the eye. They're just not true to the color. So we'll see how well this Nexus 6 does with that AMOLED capacitive touchscreen. It does have Gorilla Glass 3. Again, guys, that doesn't really protect against dropping it on the face. It's really just against scratches and minor bumps. It does have stereo speakers. Again, dual speakers on the top and bottom. You do get Bluetooth 4.0. You do get a 2.0 slim port for the micro USB. And they decided to stay with 2.0 instead of moving up to 3.0. You do have UHD on this phone, and I believe you are getting, you know, you do get you do get 4K recording on this HD. Quad-core 2.7, the Crate 450, which is new too. So, right now, the accelerometer, gyro, proximity compass, and barometer sensors. We'll have to see what else it comes out with. HTML5 browser is probably going to come with Google Chrome right off the bat. You guys can see it in the picture, actually. So, I mean, that's all. Those are the pictures you get that from GSM Arena. That's why I started off with the Google blog. But you do get a secondary camera of 2 megapixels on the front, which is, you know, comparatively better. It's not as good as the LG G3's front-facing camera, but definitely good enough for, you know, selfies and those selfie people. It's got a standby time of up to 330 hours. We'll see how that does, and a talk time of up to 24 hours. So we'll see how this goes. And again, the only thing I don't like about this phone, honestly, is this the back button, the back M button. It doesn't turn me on. In fact, it kind of turns me off. I really like the fact that LG kind of didn't intrude with their LG logo on the back of the phone, and instead they made Nexus really stand out, and they made their LG logo just kind of, you know, blend in with the rest of the phone there, but blend in. Thankfully, the Motorola didn't put any logos on the front either, from what we can see so far, which is nice. So next, your device helpful notifications. It's got a beautiful design, apparently, and you can kind of see, you know, what everything is like. So those are notifications. That's pretty cool. And that was pretty much it for this video, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, this look at the Nexus 9, and I'll be having some more videos up with the Nexus 9 and the player, so the Nexus player. And the comparison, I'm not going to do a comparison video of the Nexus 5 until I actually have the Nexus 6 in my hands, so we can see a full-on comparison. And but those were the specs, and that's what the phone is looking like. So $649 unlocked. You can get it contract with Verizon, and let's scroll all the way down, and you guys can see that actually, or not. Available for pre-order with AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, US Cellular, and T-Mobile, and then from the Google Play Store. So that is going to be pretty cool. So we'll see how that comes out, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Hit that like button and subscribe.